On today's episode, we're going to be making the Paloma, which is a classic Mexican cocktail, except we're going to be doing a little bit of a taste test. Let's get started. Now, there are many different ways to make this particular cocktail. We are using tequila, obviously, fresh grapefruit juice, and some lime LaCroix, which is unsweetened, so it just has the fizziness of your soda water, and just a little bit of lime flavor. So you can certainly alternate what vessel is for what flavor. Like if you had grapefruit soda and you wanted to use lime juice, you can do that too. But obviously this is the combination I'm using here. Now, we're going to be testing this out with two different kinds of tequila. You got your silver tequila, which is kind of like your regular regular tequila, which is a little bit sharper on the nose. And then you have your reposado, which is rested. Basically, this has been aged for a couple of months, and you can see it here on camera, the slight kind of golden hue to it. So it's been aged in barrels similar to a bourbon or whiskey, something like that. And it just gives it a little bit more of a mellower finish, and you can, if you smell it, it smells a little bit fruitier and not quite as sharp as the silver. So we're going to be making this the same exact way, just with the two different types of tequila here, and we'll see what happens. Now, one thing I'm not doing is using any ice. My soda here is pretty cold. The grapefruits are cold. Ice will add, obviously, it'll chill your drink. It'll also add some dilution to it, which is an important factor in cocktails. But we're not going to use it here because I want to make these at the same exact time and then kind of taste them without having to worry about the exact quantity of ice and how it was melting and stuff like that. So we're not going to deal with that. We'll just deal with these as is. And and then see what happens. So here is our setup. I've got about 1.5 ounces of grapefruit juice and 1 ounce of each of our tequilas here. The silver over here on this side, the reposado over here on this side. So I just did a little taste test actually, and it was really interesting. So the silver is really just kind of one note, like you get that sharp tequila taste, and that's kind of all there is. The reposado, on the other hand, was really interesting. That as soon as you taste it, you get that tequila-ness, but you also get a little bit of spice and a little bit of citrus and a little bit of that more rounded flavors that you would get from, well, what happens when you barrel age a spirit. So that was really interesting, and it'll be fascinating to see how each of these cocktails turns out. So in addition to our 1.5 ounces of grapefruit juice, ounce of tequila, we're going to be using 4 ounces of our lime LaCroix here. So, okay, let's get started. Now, the taste test. Okay, that was the silver. And the reposado. Okay, so there's definitely more flavors happening with the reposado here. You get a little bit of that flavor from the tequila. Overall, I definitely would use more grapefruit juice, and this could benefit from a little bit of sweetener, just like a little bit of simple syrup. A lot of the cocktails will call for grapefruit soda, which obviously would be very sweet. I don't like my cocktails too sweet, so I would probably add in a little bit of simple syrup with an unsweetened soda to kind of balance it out overall. But in general, these are both really good cocktails, really good flavor combinations with the lime and the grapefruit, and tequila adds a nice touch. I think the reposado is the winner for me. I would, if you are unfamiliar with tequila, or like a good or like me, you like a good margarita, but never really took much interest in what was in it. This was a really interesting kind of taste test to see the different kinds of tequila that are out there and how they can affect a drink differently. And that's it. It's really very simple. I'm still drinking the Reposado version. I thought that was just had a lot more interesting flavors going on. So very, very good to kind of experiment with in the future. And that's what I love about cocktails. You can keep experimenting, keep trying new things. See you next time.